Hello everybody! Art really nicely. So we are doing a full head, so we're starting all the way back to the nape of the neck. They're horizontal sections, but they're horizontal sections that still kind of follow the round of the head a little bit. I personally am going to be choosing to work side by side as I go up through the back because I want everything to lift pretty evenly. I've chose Paul Mitchell's Synchro Lift here, which will cause bleeding. To apply this, I have chosen to hold my brush vertically, parallel with the hair. When I've got the product on the tip of my brush, I start around mid-shaft and sweep in a downward motion, but then towards the end and finer as you get up towards the head, because the effect of this is going to be a very natural, almost sunlightened kind of effect. I'm taking these sections a little bit wider, again, like I said, because I want her natural to also dance in through there, but I'm pinching the sections down at the end, having each one come to almost a point. So what this effect is going to do, like I said, I want to brighten her. Oh, you don't just leave it out. You know, brush the highlights on. Right here around the face is a perfect example, because Kate, like so many others, has finer hair that never really fully matured into thick hair. So I don't want to leave it out, because that'll just leave it dark. So I'm just going to pull that piece out, understand that where I visually put that is where that highlight's going to be, and then just paint. I haven't done it yet because I haven't yet had the need to. I think it's partially the size of the sections that I'm taking, and the fact, if you notice, the section's being held out at some odd degrees. I've never been really good about is that 45 degrees or 63 degrees, I don't know. But I'm holding the hair out from the head, has a really good, strong, light effect to it. I've had people ask me, why not just go ahead and lighten that whole section? Well, the reason I don't want to lighten that whole section is because we've all had those clients that come into you and you've sat there and you've lightened them just as far as you could possibly get them. They're a level 11.5 white blonde, and they say, make me blonder. Well, you sit there and you think to yourself, how do I do that? The best way to make someone look blonder is to give them some kind of contrast up against it. That's why no matter how blonde someone is, whatever their natural grows in, they always say they have black roots. We know they don't actually grow black hair, it just looks darker because it's up against lightness. So having this natural base of hers come through the blonde that I'm doing is going to make the blonde look blonder, and then give her a very natural, no maintenance low light as well. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, so I'll mention it again. I did use a 20 volume developer in the back and a 30 volume up front, because I want all of this to process evenly. Otherwise, if I had used 20 all the way through, by the time the front was ready to come down, the back would be significantly lighter, and that's not really a natural effect. So here you can see, I'm trying to match up the highlights that I've got, because I'm starting with each of these sections and I'm showing a little bit more of her part. So as I'm pulling these, I see where the highlight is on the other side, and I try to match it up. There's a good highlight right there, and bring it as close as I can get it to the root, and it'll give a really cool dimensional effect that you'll see here in just a second. On the weaker side of the part, I did make my highlights a little bit stronger because I want to try to keep her evenly blonde. So here you go. There was no actual processing time on this, I just watched it until it got to the